Haha, what's up? We back here, roast, boast, and toast. My name is Magno. We got Shorty.
What's up, guys?
We got Dre back. Now me, Kevin. He got arrested, trying to get up there with the Phillies, with the Eagles up there with Kevin Hart and them. Know what I mean? But we back here, and we got a special show tonight. We got obviously talking about the Super Bowl, crazy weekend, crazy game, talking about political stands of players, if that affects your support for them, the Meek Mill case, and we also want to highlight stuff about just male insecurities during a date. So to top it off in this roast section, we're gonna start off with the Super Bowl. Obviously, we know who won. Fly Eagles, fly. Was good.
Yo,
was good.
Cut it out like you're not from Chelsea. Cut it out like you're not from Chelsea.
I was born in San Salvador, Know what I mean? I ain't from here.
All right,
I could cheer for whoever.
You've been here 32 years, bro.
32 years, bro.
We're not even in the roast section. Started out hot.
Whoa.
We're gonna skip
I ain't
that.
even reached 30 yet, B. But yeah, it was a crazy game. Obviously, Philly outplayed the Pats when they came to the offense.
Yeah.
And just making that last stop. But
I don't know if they outplayed them in the offense. I think it was
they just made the plays when necessary.
I just say Brady gotta learn how to catch. You know what I mean?
that as well. But I think for me it was more the defense had 4 opportunities on that last drive. That ended up being the touchdown with the controversial touchdown.
Right.
Where they had the third down stop or the second down stop, and it was just that one little blooper play over the middle for that first down that just kept elongating that drive. If they were just able to get that 3 and out, it was a wrap.
You gotta roast Bill Belichick for taking out Malcolm Butler. I don't care what Malcolm Butler did.
He could have did something dirty, bro.
I don't care what Malcolm Butler. Didn't he play Donta Starworth after he murdered someone? I don't care what Malcolm Butler did.
Allegedly.
He should. Hey,
Ray Lewis won a Super Bowl.
Ray Lewis won a Super Bowl, allegedly killing 2 people. But I mean, low key, I'm not gonna lie. Low key, it kind of this loss, even though obviously it's my home team, it didn't hit me as hard because I kind of wanted them to lose only because of the Bill Belichick Association. Not the Bill Belichick, the Donald Trump Association they had, and they never came out and spoke. You know what I'm saying? That made me feel some type of way.
It definitely created a lot more questions than answers.
Division. I felt like it caused a lot. I don't know if you guys
I don't know if the division was so much from who supports who.
Yeah, not in that particular game. More some
internal things, but it looks like we're getting our offensive coordinator back and the head coach. So we'll just have to work on a defense that definitely needs some retooling and. We'll see what happens next year.
I'm laughing because I'm thinking about Kevin Hart trying to get up
get on there. Yo, my man, I seen his picture. Someone that was standing next to security snapped the picture right when they told him no, and his face was like, when you go to the club and you don't have on the right attire, and they say, "Yo, you're not getting in here."
You think you're looking fly, and then the guy's like, "No sneakers."
No, my man.
He said that was the top stupidest thing he's done. We know it was number one. We know him getting.
He said he'd been drinking. He said he had been.
That's no excuse. And then he messed up on air. I think he cursed.
He used the F word. And then Randy was, "You got to get out of here."
Even he knew. He's like, he dropped the mic, but not for good reasons. But another thing I wanted to get into was the commercials. What you guys think? What was your favorite commercial?
They were lame this year.
No favorites?
They threw me off, man.
We hosted, as many of you guys saw, we hosted a Super Bowl party.
Yeah.
The Dilly Dilly was a big hit with us.
The Dilly Dilly?
The Dilly Dilly.
Okay.
We were kind of using it as a rally chant for the Patriots. Anytime anything went well, we hit the Dilly Dilly. And so I think when the commercial came up, we were kind of hyped on it.
Word. I gotta roast Budweiser. Was it Budweiser that did that commercial? Yeah. They spent $5 million
out of line
on an ad where they just donated $100,000 worth of water to Puerto, which is a good cause. But my man, how you spend more on the ad
than the
actual help and donation?
They like the pat on the back, you know that, man.
Hey, I don't know what. I think it was Ram, Dodge Ram, the truck commercial. How you gonna use a Martin Luther King sermon to sell a truck. Come on,
That's fine.
like
They trying to speak to the people, man. That's it. Word up.
nah.
Their marketing team needs to sit down, revise heavy. Maybe let go a couple
I'm
people.
sure that's not what Martin Luther King died for.
To be honest, I heard actually someone, one of the CEOs of H&M actually moved over to Ram. So that's kind of what happened.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
still, like that was a bad. I don't think that was a good PR move.
Nah, man.
And then like the Hyundai commercial where like it was about security check, but then it was really about sick kids.
Oh yeah, that one was weird.
A lot of stuff
I was like,
weird.
yo,
Like the hope, and then
Yeah.
like I don't know how I
Like,
feel
you're-
about it.
all these commercials, I felt like I get what you're trying to do. You're highlighting that you're doing good for the world, but
Just
you're
the
doing,
way they did it was
you're doing
weird.
I
it
don't
mixed
like
in
it.
with consumerism.
I don't like
you know
it.
what I'm saying? Like it's not sending a
If
good
they
message.
had done it in a way where they incorporated football, it would have made more sense than like a security
Yeah.
check. Like why a security check?
I don't know about y'all, but I know in the beginning of the season or way before the beginning, a lot of people talking about they were gonna protest the NFL. I saw a lot of y'all post stuff online talking about every single play that was occurring, and they said that they were gonna protest. How y'all feel about that? We gotta roast them, man. You
Man,
can't talk about like
a lot of people definitely got a lot of mouth, no action. Do you know that the Super Bowl is the second most secured event in America, otherwise than the inauguration?
Yeah,
That's-
apparently, when I was reading online, a CNN reporter found like the security details of like
of the Super Bowl.
of the Super Bowl preventing a terrorist attack on it. Just had like the whole outline of like what was gonna happen if something occurred. The guy left.
I wasn't even thinking about
The guy
that.
left it in the back, the little back thing of the
Yeah.
airplane. He just left it there, like, yo, he's not gonna have a
He's
job.
he
He's
has
not
no
gonna have a
job. Yo, say peace to your job, man. Like, we're hiring at Tufts if you want to come through.
Benefits
Word.
gone.
What about the teasers, the movie teasers? There was a lot.
That may have been the highlight. Of, like,
I
the
think
Super
that for
Bowl.
me, that for me was the highlight. The first one was a Solo, Star Wars story. That looks dope.
Yeah,
I'm not
It
gonna
has,
lie.
Donald Glover. You can never go wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was also the Cloverfield Paradox on Netflix.
I didn't even see the.
I haven't
first
watched
one.
it, but I've
I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard mixed reviews.
I haven't heard the first-
But
seen the
I
first one,
did
yeah.
like Cloverfield Lane, and I liked Cloverfield, the original one.
Original.
So hopefully this one.
I was hoping
has-
they would like tie in a little bit better, but it's like
Hey,
its own
he's-
separate story, and
yeah,
apparently
he's-
there's like a universe.
I think he said, I think he says they all happen within the same universe, but that they don't really like.
if there was like
feed
an
off each other.
if there was like an explanation on like the whole thing, I think it would make more sense.
Like a background story.
yeah.
I feel
I get behind.
I
that.
agree. Jurassic World. I have yet to see the first one, so
The
What?
first one.
I've
No, like
yet to
the
see-
original ones?
No,
Wait,
not the
oh,
original.
Jurassic
Jurassic
World,
World
the
came
World
out
reboot.
a couple years ago,
Jurassic World with Chris Pratt.
bro. That was
It was dope.
that was a good movie.
I haven't
bro.
seen it,
You
but
should see it, bro. Word up, that's a good movie.
Mission Impossible. I'm tired of Mission Impossible.
Yo,
At this point, I forgot Tom Cruise was like still.
yo, Mission Impossible, because you know why they call it that? Because they don't think they can come out with another movie, and yet they always find something else, some other
The
type
only
of
reason
mission.
he's like really good at all of these things is because he's like 5'4".
What I'm excited for,
Yo, he's that short.
Yeah, he's magic.
I can't get behind
Avengers
that.
Infinity War.
Yeah,
That
That
looks
look ill.
fire.
That look ill, bro.
That looks fire. So I'm excited about that one. And the Westworld trailer dropped for season 2, which I've heard so
never
much
even
about the
seen
show,
of that.
but I've never seen it.
I've seen a
haven't seen
couple
even the first
episodes.
I haven't seen the first season.
Me neither.
I've seen a couple episodes. It's pretty good because it's supposed to fill the void in for when Game of Thrones leaves. It's supposed to be like the next HBO.
I haven't
like,
even seen that.
big show.
You seen that before? Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones, yeah. You gotta watch
Bro,
that.
you
bro.
gotta get on.
You gotta get on.
Where
that.
have you been?
I don't.
I'm married, bro.
So
Sitting at home watching TV, you
That's-
do married things, bro.
that's like a couple thing.
Yeah.
We're gonna watch
That's like
Game
a
of Thrones.
Sunday couple thing.
Which
you
one of you got?
snuggle
Which
on the-
one of you got a girlfriend?
Yo, it don't matter.
Exactly. You
I
don't
got-
got no couple because you
I got
watching
Roxy.
TV.
I got Roxy.
She cheating on you right now, bro.
Hey,
peanut butter's her baby. Peanut butter her baby.
I only love
Word
my
up.
dad and my mama. That's it. Not me. Like
Word up.
Alright.
Shout out to Drizzy.
Opinions over statistics.
But I mean, like, yo, still shout out to Philly. I mean,
She gonna
I
bark.
know,
She's gonna bark.
I know y'all mad, but They deserve that Super Bowl, and it's going to be good. But we switching up to the next segment. I wanted to talk about Christian hip hop. I've been asked this question so much. A lot of people ask me like, "Yo, do you mess with it? If you do, who do you listen to? And why or why not do you like it? I'll answer, but like I want to hear from you guys first. Like, are you guys into it?
I wanna hear your opinion first. And
Yeah, you're the one in the industry.
You bring it up, and then
So I don't mess with it.
Oh man,
I don't mess with it, and it's just not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up with a different sound, like with a different sound of what hip hop is, and most of what Christian hip hop is, and I've done my research. I think one of my friends tried to show we were driving somewhere. He tried to play as many tracks as he could, and I was just like, nah, I'm not feeling it. It's just the way they put out their content. I think that's to me is important. It's not creative enough. You know what I'm saying? Like the lyrics, there's nothing in Christian hip hop that I've heard that's like the Nas song where he's talking from a perspective of a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I know a Christian artist. I actually know him personally. His name is AJ McQueen. He's like a real ill hip hop artist, and he's a Christian rapper, of course. Like he even got honored by Obama. He was supposed to be like Obama's one of his top.
Oh, just because Obama
honors you, listen.
I mean, like it don't even matter.
Yo, Obama, he's legit. If he say it's ill, I'm behind him. 100%.
I don't know.
Obama's playlist that he said
he has some dope playlists. He has some dope.
That's all you have to
So
say.
it's not like he doesn't have good musical taste.
Check him out. Anyone?
He ain't the end all be all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not for me.
No one is, to be honest.
I mean, like with music,
I don't even want to hear what you gotta say, bro.
The tough thing with music is it's just
it's subjective.
It's subjective.
But I was gonna say he speaks real, man. He's from St. Louis originally. He's been living here for a minute. He's gang banged all that. But listen, man, I'm telling you, listen to at least 3 of his songs. You can listen from any.
That's a lot of time, bro.
3 songs is less than
12 minutes of my time,
bro. You walk 12 minutes to get from
minutes,
outside
bro.
the buildings into
into
work.
I could write a 16 in 12.
You can't.
Yeah, I can.
And not an ill one.
Right.
You know what? Let's not. Even
I'm gonna do one live one
day.
day. Watch. I'm gonna do one live.
Right,
Why one day? Why one day?
Why one day? We have a lot to run right now. But
save them. We saving them. Yo,
we saving them. Remember it.
Either way. Nah,
yo, I just challenge him.
We're going to do this with Kevin here, too.
Yo, I can get on the mic. Let me start.
I'll do it live and I'll perform it live. And it's not, you're going to see it.
Bet.
While I'm talking. But back to the subject at hand. I just it's developed a lot. I haven't been a Christian my whole life. I was actually an atheist before. But, the last 7.5 years that there's been no artist whatsoever that I've been like, yo.
How many artists have you heard? I know you heard Lecrae. I'm sure
I heard Lecrae. Lecrae's last album was actually good.
And you still don't like him though?
Nah, it's not like I'm gonna bump it every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he has some tracks that I was dope, but he's not an artist that's gonna make my playlist like at all. But he has some dope tracks.
Right, but again, it's subjective. Like for me, it doesn't matter what kind of music, Christian or not. If the beat's nice and like the lyrics are nice, or I can get behind what they're saying, then I'm gonna listen to it. If you look at my playlist,
you like Lil Pump, don't you?
I listen to Lil Pump, but like it
say
depends
his name again. Does that make you feel some type of way?
Lil Pump.
Why you slow it down, bro?
Yeah,
Pump.
You can't even.
Yo,
I don't know how you can say that seriously. I listen to Lil Pump.
I call him Lil.
But let me finish my point
or something.
I mean, for me, it's like it all depends on like how like the mood I'm in. So like if I have a cookout and I'm trying to get like the party started, I'm gonna listen to certain types of songs.
Right. That
it's
makes
mostly
sense.
gonna be like reggaeton and all that stuff. Like and some like probably Migos. I'm not gonna lie, maybe Lil Pump. But like other days, like I just want to listen to some serious stuff. So I'll maybe put like the Nas and some old school hip hop, and then I'll sprinkle in. And if it's just like casual stuff, then I'll sprinkle in whatever I think like. Listen to it. My playlist goes like ranges from everything.
Right.
There's like serious hip hop, and then there's like, I have like an Alicia Keys song randomly.
I just don't like the.
You got her whole album, and don't say a song randomly. You got the whole album.
I'm against just like
labeling, bro. Be real.
Guilty as charged.
I'm just against labeling Christian. I mean, I don't want to hear anything like labeled. after a religion. I don't care if it's like Muslim hip, like you know what I'm saying, Jewish hip hop. I don't want to hear those titles. It's just rap. You know what I mean? Like
no, because there's trap. Trap is about.
But it's not like
that's labeled,
it's not
though.
a religion though. You know what I'm saying? Like
to some.
But you know, yeah, it is, to be honest, it is.
To some?
Because some people take it serious. Like if you think about all these trap rappers now,
man,
I can promise you 100%
takes trap serious. Y'all got issues.
No, some of them you
Y'all
need
got
to.
issues.
Some of them you need to take serious. Like Jeezy,
Migos just tied
Jeezy,
the Beatles.
I'm taking him serious, bro.
Oh, I'm thinking you're talking about like someone takes trap. The genre is so serious that it's like a religion. That's
the
what I
old
thought you were
school
saying.
rappers, the old school trap rapper like Jeezy.
Jeezy's nice. I
He takes it
respect
easy.
Jeezy.
I mean, he takes it serious though.
I was gonna say like Migos just tied the Beatles.
And it's not-
the
yeah,
most,
I just seen
the
that,
most
bro.
simultaneously number one.
And I'm not anti-trap. Like if a trap beat is dope, word. And then if you got dope lyrics on top of that, word. It's all me. I'm all about the whole production. You know what I'm saying? Like
What I will say about the Christian hip hop subgenre, whatever like people want to label it, it has developed a lot over the last 7-8 years.
yeah.
I mean, when I first started listening to it, like, because that was the thing, my parents were like, "Yo, why you always listen to hip hop?" They didn't really like DMX.
You almost
really
got the
like
chancla, didn't
JC.
you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, it's understandable. They didn't like DMX. Like,
Where my dog at?
What party here? Like,
yeah.
Anthems,
I mean,
anthems.
like he's dope, but like guys like cursing, like
right.
store,
No, of course.
You gotta
Jail
have the
ref-
volume.
jail
you have your headphones
references,
on. You have your
like-
So of
headphones
course,
on.
like any worried Christian Latino parents, they like they try to find alternatives for me, and they introduced me to a couple things. So I checked it out. Some of them were nice, but like in the beginning, I was like, "Yo, this is so bad compared to what
I will say
I'm
that
listening to, like production wise and like beat selection wise." And then now it's like, all right, I can get behind stuff.
and people like, oh, you know, well, like, is there anything you like? Yeah, there's Christian artists that do like this. An R&B artist named Xavier Omar. You guys can find him on iTunes. He dropped an EP called the Pink Room EP. It's dope, but my favorite song that he dropped was called Afraid. And he's talking about like just having the fear of like just loving someone, but then he talks about like, you know, God didn't give you a spirit of fear, but a spirit of love.
That's word.
And then I got put onto this kid, Montel Fish, this weekend. He's a rapper / singer, and he has good elements in his music. Like he actually uses beats that I'm like, yo, this is dope. Like this is progressive, you know, like he's actually bringing the genre into
He's pushing the boundaries.
He's pushing the boundaries, you know,
Is he a Christian rapper?
He's a Christian rapper.
Okay, cool.
And so I think like I'm not anti-Christian hip hop. It's just like just do better, just be better. And I mean like.
I mean, I think
We gotta
better
dissect
job.
that at another
think
time. I want to hear like
Yeah.
your
but I think
likes and
you gotta
dislikes.
give it its due as well. It's
definitely
a newer genre than it's been around for a while,
It's
but
charting.
it's been growing to where there's been a lot more crossover. So there's people like Lecrae who's crossing over, NF recently
I think NF is garbage.
What you mean
Like,
crossing over? What Craig crossing over from where?
crossing over from being strictly mainly like hip hop audiences to now NF is like on
He
your
was.
standard radio.
I've never.
Personally, he's like a whiny white rapper. I don't like the whiny raps like, oh, I'm depressed and all that stuff. Like it's all good, but we can delve into it on another time. Next segment that we want to get into is we have this segment this weekend. Obviously, it was my birthday, and we went out to Cracker Barrel.
Cracker and Barrel.
Or
Cracker and Barrel.
Cracker and Barrel,
Crack
whatever.
and Barrel?
Cracker Barrel.
These two restaurants?
Cracker Barrel, whatever. Whatever. I don't really go to these
Crack
spots,
and
but
Barrel? Yo, that sounds like a trap house.
but my man's over here was talking about how he don't really agree with tipping. I
Now
was
let me
like,
say this before you go.
So I'm gonna let you take the mic.
So it's been a discussion I've had with numerous people. Sometimes get a little bit more heated than others. But my big thing is, does everyone deserve a tip? Should you tip just because they're there, or should you tip just because that's their job?
Not everyone deserves a tip, but I
Like
feel
a tip or a big tip? Does everyone deserve a tip at all?
It depends on the
Personally,
service.
I go off of the service. If the service is bad, like
My guy, pots and pans.
I've
bro.
never not tipped anyone.
No,
Yeah,
I have.
and
100%.
I have low tipped someone. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I drew a smiley face
him a
on a
small
receipt one
tip,
time.
but like, pause
they-
on all this stuff too.
100.
if they've like it's been mad and like you try to like at first I'll be like, hey man, like I get it's a mistake. As a server, it's a stressful job.
Yeah.
You know what? I feel like if you're not gonna tip, you should at least like sit them down, talk, and say, "Yo, let me tell you why I'm not tipping you." You know what I mean? Give them constructive criticism, because no one's gonna. This is gonna do it. You know what I mean?
I don't know how that's gonna go, but
yo, what you going? You ain't trying to see me.
I think you shouldn't go. I think you shouldn't go out eating if you're not gonna tip.
No,
oh, you that guy.
Nah,
I'm serious.
Yo, move his mic.
If you're not gonna tip, you shouldn't go out to eat.
Nah,
I'm that serious.
Shut off his mic.
Yo, it's like
bro.
yo, it's like you know.
I'm dead serious.
Why I gotta pay two different people? Why I gotta pay two different people?
Yo, because I've been on the other end, and there's times where like you have like mad tables, and you don't have time to be like all extra friendly or.
Well, you don't have.
Then that means they
right. At this point, people know like what the job is about. Before it was more like, oh, it's strictly like some people made the career about it. Like back in the day, like
right.
More like we're millennials, and now what was the past generation called?
Generation X was it?
Yeah. People like Generation X, like they were either like
talking about the baby boomers. What
yeah, something like
about?
that. Whatever, like the past
the
generation
baby boomers.
was.
That's what it was. Baby boomers.
Right, they were so like it was for them like everything was so characterized or characterized. Yes, I'm
You used that one.
Categorized.
That, like you were like, hey, my dad was worked at the GM factory. I'm gonna work at the GM factory. You know, my mom was a server.
So I'm gonna
be a server.
So it was all about following rituals.
Right. So now like being a server, being a waitress, being a hostess, like some people like that's their job in college, and then they go on to do like other things. So I think there's more humbleness across because people are like, yo, I've been in your shoes before. So then when they go to restaurants, they know like, hey, they probably have 20 tables, but at the end of the day, like if they don't at least like do the bare minimum,
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, bro. There should never be an excuse on why you can't provide good. Not saying great, at least good service, bro. I used to be a valet driver.
I don't know.
Listen, I was a valet driver. 4 people, four drivers. I was a supervisor. We had a wedding, 100 cars. 4 people, 100 cars. You can do the math. That means 25 cars a person. And they all came at the same time. People who didn't tip, they're like, yo, if you don't see me running, I'm a supervisor and I'm parking cars. I'm not supposed to. So I was working for my money. You know what I mean? That night, I didn't even leave out with that much. But the point was that I worked so hard that if someone gave me a tip, they felt like I deserved it. Now, people who didn't give me a tip, I mean, they just, being cheap in that sense. But I'm saying, if I'm seeing you actually trying, I feel like that's the biggest part.
Yeah, but you also...
Bro, I've seen a waitress sit at a bar
customers.
Before. I've seen a waitress sit at a bar.
You have rude customers as well, though. And people still have to perform under that.
That's your job.
And
that's what you're getting paid for.
Does not matter, bro.
It does, man.
Nah. You're gonna tell me you're gonna tell me you have someone that is going to school, right? Is having to work this job, and then after that they have to work another job. And they're coming in tired. Maybe they didn't give you the greatest service, but they were respectful nonetheless. You still not gonna tip them?
I don't know their backstory. I'm not gonna tip you because your backstory.
Still, bro.
What is that?
Like, yo,
his foot's a little bigger than the other one. He needs a little assistance.
You shouldn't go out if you're not gonna tip. That's all I'm gonna say. You shouldn't go out to eat if you're not gonna tip. Like,
all right,
you lucky I'm not dining and dashing. I'm at least paying the bill. You know what I mean?
Nah.
And I'm not saying like mostly I've been tipping a lot lately because I don't know. Everyone probably already knows that supposedly African Americans aren't that good at tipping. But I've been raising I've been raising the bar, man. Like I remember one time I felt really good. Like it was like a $20 bill, real small. I think I threw like 10 on top. Homie just like grabbed it and just took off, and I was like, yo, I want you to look at me for like at least 3 seconds. Like give me acknowledgement that that was a big tip. That's 50%, bro. Homie just I was like, but then there's been times where I've left $1.
Tip your barber?
Oh, I mean, it's a new barber. I got a new barber. Shout out to Magno.
Do you tip him though?
Yeah, I did tip him.
All right, cool.
Wait, what's the percentage on that? I tipped him $2.
I tip
bro.
every single time.
$2,
bro.
So this is
if you $2.
Yo,
10% of
no. This is my theory on barbershop tipping. The first time I go there, because I've moved a lot in these last couple years.
You don't start off too high though, because
I do start
expect
off.
it.
No, I do.
No,
that's what I've gotten. I start off high because then
then they'll be like, he's gonna tip
he's
well.
gonna tip
so
well.
I'm gonna do
I gotta do a good cut.
But then after that, once you start dropping the tip down, he's like, yo, my man, where's the consistency? Where's the consistency?
And then I just fade out and move on to the next barber if he really wants to play that game.
Either way, we want to hear what y'all think.
Let us
about
know,
tipping. And I mean, like, is it 15? Is it 20? Should you not tip if it's bad service? We want to hear straight from you.
You shouldn't tip if it's best. Go ahead.
But we about to close out this roast segment, and we about to roll it into the boast. All right, man. We're getting into the boast section right now, and we're gonna talk a lot heavy on this subject on boundaries that you guys will put in a relationship.
It's gonna be a good section, I think.
Yeah,
I
think so too. I'm gonna hand it to the married guy first, cause
no. Let me end it.
Oh, that's true.
Wisdom. Boundaries you put.
I'm single, so I don't even. I mean,
but he's always ready to mingle. So it don't even matter, fam.
So I'm single too.
You guys
think boundaries.
Plenty of fish. What are you doing?
No, I ain't trying to promote myself. I'm good.
My phone number is. I mean, I guess it depends on the person you're with, and then you just feeling like.
Well, speak personally.
I feel like some people have crazy boundaries. Like they be talking about like you can't talk to like no women friends like. And that's whack because like.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It depends on the person, like, because
yeah.
if the other person is like a little bit more jealous, you're gonna have to like deal with whatever insecurities that they
you.
have.
I think for me, because I'm not a jealous person. You know what I'm saying? Like,
sometimes I'm like way too laid back.
You're too
like
you'll be like, oh,
she kissing the dude.
I'm going.
Sorry, he's cool. That's her brother. That's her brother.
He's European. He's European. They do that.
That's too many kisses, my guy.
Hey, chill.
One thing, going to the bathroom at the same time. I've seen people do that, like
couples,
yeah. I mean, like when you're in the house and stuff like that, like
what they doing?
Like not in public.
I was like, yo, that's weird. I mean, yeah, like if you're comfortable with each other, why not? Like whatever, if you can make it work, you make it work.
You don't sound like you behind that one.
What do you mean?
You don't like that?
Oh, like going into the bathroom at the
like
same
you
time?
saying like your girl being in there with you?
Nah, I don't think you should do that.
Why?
Are you uncomfortable?
Are you uncomfortable?
Okay, so are we speaking about this?
Are we married or are we single in this situation? If we're single, you definitely should do that.
So I just want to remember.
But even if we're married, hold on. Nah. If we're married, you can't use the bathroom while I'm in there.
Why you mad?
That's my sanctuary, B. That's where I pray. That's where I create my rhymes. Like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be distracted. You know what I'm saying?
Why? Because she's like, baby, that was a good rhyme. Baby, that was a good. I like that. Spit that back.
He said, hold on. Wait,
so like,
yeah, let me record this real quick.
Like, I'm upset that in my house the landlord hasn't fixed the lock on the bathroom door, so anybody could just come in when I'm taking a shower. I find that disrespectful. But like that's sacred. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
you love your bathroom, bro.
I do.
I'm pretty comfortable with it because for a while when growing up, like we only had one bathroom at my house. So like in the morning, it was like, hey, you just gotta deal with like your brother brushing his teeth while like you're taking a shower, and you both gotta make it to school. So like,
I'm good with it. Just give me my
whatever,
privacy.
yeah.
Don't come like open. Let me. Don't like stick your head in there. Otherwise than that, I'm good, man.
Like I get it. Sometimes people like need to like whatever, like pee while you're in there, whatever. But like, see, that's why I need to get a house with 2 bathrooms, yo. I can't be doing that. I mean, I can't be just
big house, long hallways. Got 10 bathrooms.
That's why I say when I get a house, the first thing I'm gonna check. For most people, check the kitchen. I'm gonna check the bathroom. It needs to be on point. The shower, everything. Like, but back to boundaries. Like, yeah, like I think jealous people shouldn't even be in a relationship. Like, you just going crazy.
What makes you jealous?
I'm not jealous.
No, not you. But I'm saying like,
what makes the person?
Yeah, because a lot of people don't know they're jealous until they get in the relationship, and it's not.
I think jealous if you're just too crazy, like too overprotective.
I think it goes down to like personal insecurities.
Yeah, I can understand someone that's been like cheated on, like and like that's gonna take.
But I mean, that goes back to personal insecurities.
Yeah, and if you happen to date someone like that,
if you get cheated on, like there's so many things that goes through that person's mind. Like, am I not pretty enough? Like, what did I do wrong? What could I have done to like change the situation? But I mean, I think for me, it's just depends on the person. Like what, because everyone has their like own little. You're a big guy on like not having people in the bathroom. Like I really don't really care. If you can deal with what the potential smell could be, hey, that's on you.
So I'm looking up the definition of jealous because I feel like I could be jealous during certain things, depending upon what it is. But if you get this definition, it may be a little bit different for you. Fiercely protective or vigilant of one's rights or possessions. Technically, they're not your possession, but you know what I mean as possession. Like, that's my girl. That's not our girl. Like, that type of thing.
See, the way, and I respect that. Or the only thing that I would add on to that is that I view everybody as an individual.
No, yeah,
You know
for
what I'm saying?
sure.
So like they're their own individual. They're gonna make their own decisions of whether or not they want to protect the relationship and respect it. So that's gonna show me a lot. That's why I'm not jealous, because at the end of the day, it's gonna show me more about that person's character than anything else.
To be honest, my wife is very friendly, and let me say friendly as in
So
like
you a jealous guy?
No, I
can
wasn't
tell.
jealous. No, yeah. If we're going off the definition I just said, I probably even still to this day.
See, because if whoever my
Certain
girl is,
situations, though,
if she's
bro.
friendly, I don't care.
You say
at the
that.
end of, trust
when
me,
you see certain things like hey,
what?
I'm about to go hang out with Michael.
That's fine. You know your girl holds
You're
you
a
down,
good man. But it's not about. Sometimes it's not always about what she does. Remember, it's two people there.
bro.
To be honest, bro,
Trust
when
me.
I was younger, I've like
And that's what I'm saying. You get to see the person's character.
cut that out though.
Are they gonna respect it? Are
Yeah,
they gonna respect it or
but
not?
it's too late. Once it's happened, it's happened.
That's where you cut it off.
You're married, or you're in a deep relationship. That's like not. You just
Yeah,
saying
so
it like
you makes a
bro.
good point.
he
there.
just said
Bro,
it like
there's
he said
no-
like take a shoe off. Cut it off.
I will cut it off. I don't care if like
It's
if
gonna
they-
hurt, bro.
If they, it's definitely gonna hurt.
And it'd be
But
sucky if you cut it
cheating,
off if it ain't her fault.
I don't excuse
But
cheating.
what if it's
for
not
no-
her fault? Like again,
Nah. What do
Cause-
you mean it's not her
yo,
fault?
no,
it's
listen,
two people.
listen. A lot of men take women's friendliness as flirtatious.
It's two people. It takes two people to cheat.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't.
It
If
do-
you just
I
grab
think-
her butt,
I
what you
think-
gonna do?
If she what?
He just
enough.
grabs her butt, and she be like, "Yo, what are you doing?" It's already grabbed.
That's not cheating. That's sexual
No,
harassment.
yeah, but I'm saying I'm not gonna like this. So now the next guy, you gonna give another guy another chance to hang out with her?
All right.
No, but I'm saying
Fair
so
points,
now
fair
that happened,
points.
right? So you handle that with the dude. Now another guy she's chilling with. You gonna just try again with him? You just gonna get behind that?
I mean, I think that after
You
the first
have
time, you
to
gotta
assess
address it though.
yeah,
You gotta
have
address
to
it after the
address
first
it,
time.
And not every situation is the same.
No, of course not. But a lot of situations are too.
I
Maybe you
don't
give
know.
it, yeah, maybe
But
it's time for a pep talk before they leave. Listen,
one of
I'm
the
gonna slide you
most
the do's and don'ts.
But no,
one of the most
your
taboo
personality is your personality.
one of the
Right.
most taboo subjects in relationships is sharing money. Like, what you guys think about that?
What you
Oh.
say?
Oh,
No, what you gotta say?
And
about that?
even bring it. Remember what I
wait,
told you
in
guys?
a relationship or married?
And no, in marriage. You think I'm sharing my bank account with my girl?
Listen,
Like, yo, what?
How dope is she?
Listen,
That's
you
what I got- how
No,
dope
you don't,
is she?
You don't get married privileges when we're just boyfriend and girlfriend. Nah.
you'll be surprised.
She getting your energy?
I deal
mad
with
at
Nah, you ain't getting marriage
I
privileges
deal with
if
this,
you don't got that ring.
I deal with
or
the-
my last
She
name.
I deal
got
with
to
this a lot.
she got to get on that one knee for you.
I deal with this a
Magno.
lot at work. This type of situation. I've seen it go both ways. I've seen it go
Wait, what are you talking about?
the sharing,
money.
sharing the financials. I've seen it when they're married, and I've seen it when they're just like a couple. But when it's a couple, it's more of like a serious relationship. They at this point they've been living together. They might be engaged, they might not. I've seen it, in both situations, and I've seen the repercussions of it.
I know you're married now, but I want to ask him this first, and then you can answer it. If you're talking to someone or dating them, do you bring up finances? Like, at a certain point. Now, obviously, not on the first date, but like, do
What
you
your bank account look like?
But do you talk about like, yo, like, are you a wise spender? Are you know what I'm saying? I think that's important to talk about. I think that's
a conversation you have once things are getting a little bit more
a
serious.
little bit more serious, yeah.
Because like,
But like, I
I
feel
think
like
with anything, the first like the honeymoon phase or whatever they call it,
I feel like
it's like you're willing to be like, if I go in debt, I go in debt, and I'll pay whatever later.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. 'Cause think of-
Infatuation is like strong, bro.
Did you have those type
I've
of
only-
conversations?
To
like,
be
early
honest,
on?
I don't even think the conversation is needed. I feel like you should just, if you're around the person, you should just watch their actions. If every time you hang out with them, they spending $30 on lunch, it's an issue there. Unless
So
they
it's
got a really good job.
You view it more as like
I'm watching you.
you're
rather than I
watching
need you
everything.
because I don't feel
You're
like
observing.
that's me. It's always been me, man. It may be the Bronx in me or whatever, man, but I always just observe everything. You know what I mean? How I'm flowing, how you flowing,
There's
how you
smooth ways to
standing.
bring it up. I'm not gonna reveal it here because whoever's watching is not gonna get the upper hand on me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But there's slick ways to bring that up. But this has definitely been a good segment. Like, I don't know if you guys got any last minute points.
I mean, for me, it's just gonna be the person that I'm with, and then our personalities. Like, I'm already like a pretty blunt person.
Yeah.
So I don't have any problem being like, all right, if this is the conversation we're gonna have, let's put it out on the table. So then there's no like, oh, but I really meant this later. And like, all right, if we want to talk about finances, we're gonna talk about finances. And finances is touchy because it's
that's
everyone has like certain spending habits.
Money is
so like some people are really like, oh, I'm a saver and I'm gonna save up for this down the road. And other people like,
I'm a spender.
I'm a spender. And then there's subsections where people are like, I don't spend money unless it's like
For
sneakers.
something, yeah.
Or I'm a big car guy, so I save my money and then get tune up my car, do whatever I have to do to my car, and stuff like that.
I feel like as long as they're responsible, you can spend your money on whatever. But I feel like as long as you're responsible on your bills, your rent, you know,
as long as the important stuff is being paid for.
As long as you could do that and you have some money in the bank, like I think that's good.
I'll give some financial advice. A big thing that's definitely helped out and I suggest to a lot of people is having a bills account.
Yeah.
So essentially, I mean, you have 2 checking accounts. One goes strictly into, when you get your paycheck, however you divide it up, you put your bills in one account, have that auto pay, however you have, and then you have the other one is like your spending money. So it just kind of helps you out in any situation. And that I've seen that work well for other like couples in situations where they come in and be like, oh, we need a joint savings account. We're saving up for a house, or a joint bills account. And it makes their life easier. They have their own separate accounts to do stuff, and then there's other stuff that they keep private.
Yeah,
I
need
agree.
to get another mic for
I
her.
agree, but like, yeah, we need another mic for
That was,
Roxy.
yeah.
Trying to make cameos out here.
She's out
but
here.
we also like to hear your input. This is definitely a topic that we could expand on further, but we have to keep it moving, and we're going into the toast section up next.
Keep up.
All right, y'all, we back, and this is our last segment of the night, the toast, and we're gonna start it off right. I think this one's interesting. We're talking about males' insecurities during a date.
And I think we gotta explain why it's in the toast section.
It's in the toast section because we're talking about how we're able to overcome those insecurities and still make a dope date. What's good?
See me, my phone number is.
Honestly, and I'm not trying to be like confident or cocky or whatever.
You gotta say that first.
No, I'm not trying to be cocky. That's what I meant.
But
I'm
you're
definitely
saying that
confident.
first, but I'm saying you starting off with that.
Nah. Trust me. Any
ahead.
girl out there, they can come and like comment and say if it was otherwise. But I don't think I've ever had a boring date. But I think the day I do, like boring because of my end, I think that will cause a lot of insecurities in me. Because I feel like...
Oh, if it's coming from your end? Okay,
yeah, if it's coming from my end. Like, if I'm the one that's boring and not able to, like, really, whatever, entertain them, I feel like that would make me feel insecure. Because, one, I want to make sure you laughing, having a good time and whatnot. Like...
She's still facing you. What are you talking about? Yo, that's the worst thing you want to
I've
hear while on a date.
I've had it. I've had
it one time.
I think my personality is pretty outgoing, and I'm like, I'm pretty out there. Like, I'll be like, hey, what's up? How's it going?
Your hands be sweating, huh?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have to look.
I can tell by the white.
Yeah, you can see my palm prints on my knees. But I just found myself just like pushing the conversation, and I was like, all right, she's not feeling this. So like I was moving from like subject to subject, like I was on this podcast, like, hey, all right, section, and then
there are people that are just bad conversers. Like, you know what I'm saying? They don't know how to hold the conversation.
Yeah.
And so like that's not really your fault.
They can take a selfie though.
Exactly.
Mean selfie.
Yo, you ever met those people that like they have all this to say online? You meet them in person, not one word. They don't keep that same energy.
They use Google. Google is a beast in this mouth.
Twitter fingers. I think what it plays into that insecurity when even if you have that outgoing personality and like you're pushing everything and it's just not working, like at one point you're like what more can I do? Is it me or
right.
Is it just them being terrible? Like at one point you start second guessing yourself, and that's when like the insecurity comes in. But I think that's when you cut it.
Yeah.
Well, mine's used to be when I was maybe when I was just hitting like mid-teens or late teens. I used to always try to impress the girl, like on a date. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like whether the place we going, the conversation we having.
I think we
like
all try that. Like,
but to be honest,
early teens.
And because I aim high, like any girl my girl currently, I aim high. Let's just say that. You know,
your wife.
Yeah, everyone know me. Yeah, boom. Anyways, yeah. So I aim high, as in looks, brains, confidence, all that. So I used to feel like I always had to work really hard and like pretty much, again, impress them. But now I feel like however I am, I just come. So if you're not impressed, I feel like that's just, it doesn't need to be. I used to be so pressed about, she's fine, I gotta have her. She's dope, I gotta have her. But now I'm just so, I'm good now. But lately, when I was, dating, I was just more like, I'm gonna just be me. Exactly me, no filter.
I think I think that goes with any guy where they have to go through this period of like trying to figure out like what's the best way to like present yourself. Where I think for me was like me trying to obviously like when you go on your first date you consult somebody like older than you.
Nah.
All right. Maybe it was just me. Whatever.
It's weird, bro.
What do you do? Like have like a pep talk? Like I'm
no.
asking.
No.
I
I think like
hand for
when
4
I went
seconds.
on my first day, I was like, all right, so like I talked to my dad. I was like, how do you like? What's the best way to go about?
I mean, that's wise to go to. I
That's
think it's wise to
why I
go to
just
somebody
didn't do
that's been married, for years and actually had like.
Wait,
Yeah,
your first date?
the-
No, I didn't go to no one that was married. I wasn't trying to get married when I first started.
No, I'm
dating.
saying
No,
like
no,
it's
no,
wise
I-
to always get like that.
Oh,
somebody
advice, though.
who's been through that, like
Someone
the
who's
dating whole
obviously
thing,
been
like
to the
yeah.
art,
like what do I
know?
like? What are the protocols? I guess like, the male protocols. Like what's the unwritten rules, right? So
Yeah.
my dad, like I say, my dad's a smooth criminal, but he was born in a different era than me, so like. The cultural in a different
I was gonna say
different
that.
country, so like the cultural things are a little bit different.
Culture's different.
And
He got a mean two-step.
The mannerisms. Oh, my dad with
100%.
salsa. My dad with
telling
salsa.
I'm talking fuego.
Oh yeah. I didn't get those knees. I got them stiff. I was
Another
like,
insecurity I used to have was like when you try to make it official. That used to be an insecurity, mom. But like after
How do
like,
you do it?
after like 2-3 rejections, I'm not even insecure about that no more. I'm just hoping to get that out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so did I do well?
so like, I'm about to take like a notebook next time and be like, yo, so what could I have worked on?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
You give her a survey. You can sign it anonymous if you like.
what weren't you pleased with? And
I'm gonna send you. What's your email? I'm gonna send you a quick Google Doc. It's just like a quick 2-minute survey. Just let me know what I could have done better.
To be
This is
real,
for my
I think they would fill it
assertion.
out, to be honest, I think they would fill it out. These girls nowadays.
Probably.
They would fill it out.
I
and
told you
then
I
put it
wanted
on
a burger.
Instagram.
They
You
fill
got
out
me
all
the
those
chicken fingers.
They do all those BuzzFeed
Cheap.
surveys. So
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
like, I wouldn't be surprised if they did another one. But I don't know. What about you guys? Like, what's the insecurities that you guys hold? Like,
I'm a beast now, so I ain't worried.
You married now, but like, what was in the past?
was-
Like, like what? You still don't get tripped up, like thinking like maybe you won't.
Next.
Even
You
now.
know, like it's one for every one guy. There's like 3 or 4 girls, 3.5 girls. So they need to start humbling. They need to start humbling
Might as well just
themselves.
rounded it up. To,
No, 3.5.
to like
You got
4.
short girls.
No, but I'm
tall
saying even
girls.
now as you're married, right? I'm assuming like you still take out your wife on dates.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a period where you thought like, damn, I might not impress her today? Like,
You got to one thing I think feel like people forget when they're married is you got to keep the spark there. You still date them the same way as if you were dating, and then I'm not gonna 100% lie. I'm not gonna lie and say I do that completely. You know what I mean? It's definitely something everyone should work on.
Right.
But it's definitely nice to have that romantic part in there because you got to keep that spark. You know what I mean? For yourself and for her. You know what I mean? So I think that's the hardest part is just staying consistent. That's probably was my biggest.
consistency.
Because I used to get bored of girls really easily. I'll date them for like a month, and then I'd be like,
That's
"Yo,
a-
why are you in my house?"
That's another thing too. Like in today's like dating,
Why you with my?
in today's
my
dating
house?
scene, there's like that consistency versus convenience. You have people that will hit you up when it's convenient for them,
I ain't like that.
when they need you.
I block them.
And then you got people that are actually consistent that are like, yo, you know what I'm saying? They hit you up without you even having to hit you up.
I think a big one just in general is like
I got one to drop.
when how much of your personality do you hold back as you date them? Like, do you want them to like know you everything about you like first 2 days?
That's
Boom,
interesting.
this is me,
That's
or do you like
interesting.
slowly ease them
I
into
cried the first time I talked to my wife when I gave her my whole story because my mom had actually just passed.
I feel like I still keep
yeah.
it.
That's sad, bro. That like hurt me
Yeah.
now.
I feel like I still keep. I feel like I'm myself. Like now, there was a period of time where like I had to learn to just love who I was, and now I'm at a point where I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
yo, I love my character, I love my humor,
Right.
I love who I am.
I'm not
so
saying
like,
that.
I
Like,
bring I bring it out.
I'm saying like easing yourself. Like I think both of us have a pretty outgoing personality.
Right.
Into
So
some
how
people,
much of that?
How much of it do you bring it out in that first date?
Just be you.
Yeah.
100% of the
But
time.
I think some people.
So they can never say.
It depends
people-
on the person.
It might like depending on the person that you're dating or you're going on a date with.
Like,
they might be like intimidated. Like, yo, this guy is like out there. He's like he's already
then
friends
it's-
with the waiter.
Like
and
I'm big on sarcasm, but sarcasm won't fit every environment.
Facts.
So you got to know the environment first,
Gotta
and
be.
then once they get to know how you truly are,
That's
like,
true.
Once they get to know your heart, then you could throw out as much sarcasm as you want because they'll know about it.
Let's just get the text first, because you know these girls nowadays.
True.
Yo, 4 days. I'm never gonna forget you, my guy.
And that wraps up the show for today. Make sure to tune in to next week on Wednesday, 11 a.m. Friday, we drop the burnt toast. And if you ever want to check us out in person, check us out at 52 Russell Street in Cambridge, the city. And we'll be there live and direct. And our boy Kev will be here next week. Know what I mean? So, peace out. Have a good week. Hope to see y'all soon.